Hey, 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 Dr. Joe from Atlanta. Welcome to your Wellness for Life. Happy Sunday. Hope you had a good day. Welcome to your Wellness for Life. Wellness, a state of being. It's got about 9 components to it. You see that on the screen behind me. Spiritual. Hope you had a good spiritual day today. Maybe a day of worship. Emotional. Love all. Financial, physical, occupational, intellectual, social, and environmental. I added love all. Most people say, oh, wellness, it's just got about 7 or 8 components, not 9. But I added love all so I could come up with this nice, cute little mnemonic called self-poise. And self-poise, or poise, is the graceful, dignified, self-confident, and elegant bearing in a person. And anyway, and health, or the physical part, is really just one component. So wellness does not equal health. Wellness has 9 components, and health is just one of them. So health is a state of body. Wellness is a state of being. All right, enough of that. So what's the topic to today? Happy Sunday, Dr. Joe from Atlanta. Mounting a comeback after job rejection. All right, so we're still in tough times. Reading the paper, unemployment still high, yada, 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 still kind of a lot of people maybe being furloughed or being threatened to be laid off or have already been laid off looking for new employment. Now they're out there scrambling, looking for new jobs, maybe redoing their resumes, and they're going out there for interviews. And what do you do after you get rejected from an interview? Well, you know the old saying, it's not falling that's the problem, it's not getting back up. It's not failure that's the problem, it's not mounting a comeback. That's the problem. So we learn from our mistakes, we learn from our failures, and mounting a comeback after job rejection is no different. So I got this from monster.com. You can go to monster.com and you can get all sorts of kind of employment hints and tips and stuff. So I encourage you to check that out, monster.com. Anyway, figuring out how to get over rejection is a bitter pill to swallow sometimes, but it can actually be beneficial in the long run. We learn from our mistakes. Life is a journey, isn't it? All right, so number 1, don't take it personally. I know you take it personally, but don't take it personally. You got to keep things in perspective. Now, many of you just want to start throwing things and screaming all sorts of expletives. Probably that's one way to vent. We all need to vent whenever we've been, given bad news. But it might be better if you discuss this with a friend, not a coworker, but with a friend and someone who's you can lean on. And then the other things that you want to do to kind of blow off some steam if you've been rejected from a job is probably go work it off. Maybe go exercise, go for a jog, go for a walk, find yourself a punching bag, put on some boxing gloves and just go bang away. Or you can maybe listen to music, or maybe if you play an instrument, you could do that, or you can journal. So step number 1, you got to blow off some steam. Number 2, and this is probably the most important one, you want to ask for feedback. Now, they may not give you feedback, but you want to ask for feedback. Remember, it's not failing, it's not being rejected that's the problem. It's how you're going to mount a comeback, and you want to be stronger when you come back. So you want to ask for feedback, and maybe they'll tell you that it wasn't even you. Maybe they promoted someone internally, or maybe there were budget cuts. A lot of companies are cutting their budgets, so they may be downsizing, right-sizing, whatever the term is these days, and you just didn't fit into the budget. Had nothing to do with you. They would have loved to have had you, but they just couldn't afford you. Get that kind of feedback, and you'll feel better after that. And maybe your skills did not meet their requirements. So again, ask them for feedback, and specifically ask them, what do I need to do to make myself more competitive for this job that I want, this type of job that I want. And and you need to say, I'd greatly appreciate it if you could tell me what I need to interview what I need to improve my interview skills, and then don't forget to follow up with a thank you note. That would be very professional. And who knows, they may keep you in their Rolodex. I know we don't have Rolodexes anymore. I'm an old guy. We still have Rolodexes. They may come back. They may have your resume in their file, and who knows, they may be giving you a call someday, especially if you were professional and kind and asked for feedback and sent them a thank you note. And while you're waiting to find that dream job of yours, you want to be useful to others. So maybe do some volunteering. That might be helpful. Kind of keep your skills up, or maybe even find a side hustle. Obviously, if money's tight, you want to find something that might actually generate some cash flow. And the final thing is you want to work your network. Refreshing your professional network can help reignite your passion for the work that you do. Tell your contacts the kind of job you're interested in. So those are the 1, 2, 3, 4 steps in mounting a comeback after a job rejection. Don't take it personally. Go work off some steam. Ask for feedback. Constructive criticism is always helpful. Be useful to others. Maybe find a side hustle or volunteer some, and then work your network. All right. So, but all this kind of revolves around being an employee. And Robert Kiyosaki, a guy that wrote the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, or the series Rich Dad Poor Dad, also wrote a book called The Income Quadrant. And so if you imagine a square with 4 boxes in it, the 2 boxes on the left are employee and self-employed, and the 2 boxes on the right are part of a system or like a franchise. You own a McDonald's or some other fast food place, and then the bottom right one, you take that money and you invest it. So guess what? The 2 quadrants on the left, where you are an employee or you're self-employed like me, a self-employed physician, that's actually 95% of us. The 2 quadrants on the right are actually 5% of people. But guess what? Those 2 quadrants on the right, being part of a franchise, owning a franchise, being part of a system, or being able to take that money, invest it in like some real estate or a strip mall or something, now it makes you money. That's 5% of people, but they make 95% of the money. The rest of us, 95% off to the left, employees or self-employed, that's 95% of us, and we only make 5% of the money. So if you're tired of going for these interviews and always working for somebody else, you've always dreamt of working for yourself, having your own thing, probably like 60 to 70% of people really honestly dream of having their own baby, having their own business. And the problem with lots of these businesses, it requires capital. You have to go borrow some money. Whatever you're planning on doing, whether you're going to buy a franchise or start up your own donut shop or whatever your craft is, you're an electrician or what, it's going to take money to do that. There are ways to get into being part of a business without putting out too much money. So if that interests you, send me a message, send me a comment, and I'll be happy to discuss that with you. Hey, Dr. Joe from Atlanta, 2YourWellness4Life. We discussed mounting a comeback after job rejection. Hope you're having a wonderful Sunday. I know it's a little rainy, cloudy here in Atlanta. Hopefully tomorrow, Monday, the sun will come back out. If not, we'll just have to deal with it. But it'll be February, so starting to move on in this year. So Dr. Joe, we're wishing you a wonderful evening, and we'll see you all tomorrow. God bless.